This is Dave with NAPCO Tech Support. In this video, I will explain how to read the NAPCO NOC Signal Log, as well as how to understand what the signals in the log mean. Feel free to pause the video at any time if it makes it easier to follow along. When you first go into the signal log on the Starlink Radio Management Center, the amount of information on the screen may be confusing, but by the end of this video, you will have everything you need to know what all of this means. The first thing you see on the left is the receive time. This is the time and date that the signal from the alarm panel is received by the NAPCO NOC. The times on the NAPCO NOC will always show as Eastern Time. To the right of the receive time is the response time. The response time is the time the central station receiver responded to the NAPCO NOC. Next is the event data. It will always read with alarm or restore first, and then the event code if it is contact ID. If it is in 4x2, it will only show 2 hexadecimal digits and nothing else. I will go into more detail about 4x2 in the next chapter. After the alarm or restore signal, you will then see the area number. Some manufacturers will refer to this as a partition, but the NOC will always say area. If you have a panel that has a partition 1 and a partition 2, it will show on the NOC as area 1 or area 2. After the area will be the zone number. Next is response. This is to let you know if the signal made it to the central station. If it says OK here, it means your signal made it to the central station. Sometimes you will see other things here like receiver unreachable or busy signal detected. Often we get phone calls on this because people will see OK here but not see their signal at the central station. If you see the OK, that means it made it to the receiver. What happens after it gets to the receiver, we won't know. Maybe the signal got distorted by the landline transmission. Maybe there was a breakdown in the communication between the receiver and the automation. But once it gets to the central station, the NAPCO NOC has completed its task, which means the only people that can help you with that is your central station. Next is RSSI, which is the signal strength the radio had when it transmitted the signal to the NAPCO NOC. Remember, this is a negative number, so a signal strength of negative 90 dBm is better than a signal strength of negative 100 dBm. The section that says CS receiver will be either the phone number or the IP address the signal was transmitted to. The account number is the 4-digit account number that was transmitted to central station. The path is the path the transmission took from the radio to the NOC. So if it says IP here, that means it left from the network port on the radio, and if it says radio here, that means it transmitted to the cell tower. To the right of path is a little red chat bubble. If the radio is set up for the NOC to transmit SMS notifications, you will see what SMS text was transmitted when you click on it. If the radio isn't set up for that, then there will be a message saying, "No notifications have been sent." Finally, all the way to the right is the details button. If you click on this for a signal that transmitted normally, then you will just get a message saying, "Signal processed successfully." But if you click on it for a signal that didn't process correctly, it will bring you to another screen showing you all the information from the previous screen as well as the attempts that were made for the transmission. The NOC is only capable of transmitting contact ID in 4x2 to the central station. Now, don't confuse this with the NOC's ability to receive CS signals and then convert that into contact ID. These are two separate things. So when it comes to the transmissions that you will see in the signal log, it will only either be contact ID or 4x2. These are very easy to tell apart because contact ID uses a 3-digit numerical standard that you can find all over the internet by just searching for contact ID codes. 4x2, on the other hand, is a simple 2-digit hexadecimal code that never had a standard. So those codes could be whatever standard your central station set them to mean in their automation software. So if you see a 3-digit code on the NOC, that is contact ID. And if you see a 2-digit, that is 4x2. A little side note here, you can't send 4x2 to an IP receiver. So if you program an IP receiver into your radio, but your panel is sending 4x2, then you will just see over and over in your signal log invalid IP reporting format. Your only options are to either change the panel to contact ID or change the radio back to a receiver phone number. When it comes to reading these codes, if you see something that says alarm code 130 area 01 zone 2, then you know that's contact ID, and it's telling you that there was a standard burg alarm, which is the 130, on zone 2 in area 1. But if all you see for your signal is a 12, then you know it's 4x2, and it could mean a burg alarm on zone 2, or it could be a fire alarm on zone 2, or a panic on zone 2. Who knows? It would all depend on who programmed the panel and or the panel's manufacturer. And this is the main reason why formats like contact ID and SIA were created in the first place. Often you will see contact ID signals that have area 00, and these are usually a system signal, meaning that it didn't come from a zone. The most common code you will see for this is a 602 area 00, which is a test timer, and on a fire system, you should see this every day. Another scenario where you will see area 00 is when signals are generated from the radio itself, like when you trip one of the inputs or trigger the tamper on the radio. These types of signals can be easily identified by the zone numbers, which are in the 900s. You can see these zone numbers and signal codes in 2 locations. The first is under the Inputs tab, where you can see the alarm and restore codes, as well as the zone numbers for your inputs. And the second is on the Advanced tab, where you can see all the other signals. There are 2 signals that break this rule though, and those are your path supervisory and your radio's CS test timer if you turn that on. The path failure will come in as a code 788 area 00 zone 1 if your cellular path fails, and a code 788 area 00 zone 2 if your network path fails. And your radio central station test timer will show as a code 602 area 00 zone 890. Often people get this confused with their panel central station test timer, but the zone 890 is how you know it came from the radio and not your alarm panel. Something else you may have noticed on the signal log page is this button here that says press to send test signal. When you press this, it will send an alarm code 601 area 00 to your central station, which should show on your central station's automation as a manual test. Keep in mind, this test is from the NOC to your central station, not from the radio. Even if your radio is powered down, sending this test does not verify your radio is working. It only tests the transmission from the NOC to your central station. The last thing I want to talk about on the signal log is this checkbox here for the supervisory signals. When you check the box, you will then get a drop-down option to the right with options for today, 1 day ago, 2 days ago, and 3 days ago. After you set this, you will then click search, and it will show you all your polls from the radio, and these signals will show as an alarm code 780 area 00 zone 999. These signals should only show on the NOC. You should not see these at your central station. The frequency of these polls are determined by your poll fail or debounce interval setting under your General tab in the radio programming section. For more information about the debounce interval and how it works, click on the link in the upper right-hand corner to watch a video explaining debounce intervals. As always, If you're looking for documentation on any current NAPCO devices, or if you're looking for more videos like this, head on over to our tech library at tech.napcosecurity.com.